Now let's talk about his potential replacement, because all I've heard all night, and I put the tweet out there to guess, is that Galvin sucks. He's always sucked, and Latu Fainu is the way forward. Special kid. He's been very, very good in the reserves. He's had a bit of an injury concern, as a lot of young players do. Definitely not writing him off in that. I like Latu Fainu, and I think that if he and Luai can form a good thing. Do you think he's the replacement, given that Galvin wants $1 million and Fainu's probably on a third of that? He's younger. Most say that he's better compared to Twitter. No, I don't know that he's younger. Maybe they're the same age, but they're a similar age. He's definitely not much older. Do you think the Tigers can look and go, we kind of got out of it here, and they go with Fainu?
Yeah, look, Samuela and Latu Fainu were the ones that they got from Manly. It was a big deal getting these two away from Manly. And this was Benji Marshall's here. Benji Marshall has got these guys across from Manly, two of the best young kids coming through, right? I think like Latu is a very, very, very talented player. He's a different player to Galvin, though. I think eventually the plan was that Galvin would take Alex Seyfarth's spot or Alex Twelve's spot. One of them, I think, like, if you wanted a ball playing lock, then that's obviously the way forward. I think Seyfarth's had a pretty good start to the year at the moment. Twelve's had a really good start to the year as well, to be fair. So what do? Um, you've saved yourself a bit of cash. You really have saved yourself a bit of cash by this situation happening, but you're losing a really quality player. Like, in 5 years' time, if Lachlan Galvin is like carving the NRL up with it, if he's having like a Wade Graham type career and he wins a premiership, and the Tigers are going to get deuced on, and this isn't even their fault. Like, you get the whole, how did the Tigers let him go? They don't want to let him go. They've just offered him $5.4 million over 5 years, and his agent said, "Don't even bother. Okay, take that piece of paper, throw it in the bin." But yeah, I don't mind fine. I think the Tigers are in a good spot. They can go to the market. The thing is now though, players know that the Tigers have $1 million in their salary cap for 2026. So you don't have to replace him next year. You've got to replace him for the year after. And I haven't looked on zero tackle. My fault. I should have done this. But I imagine there will be some players coming up. I imagine that he'll be no short of suitors. I can think of about 6 clubs right now that Lachlan Galvin could walk into and make a real difference.
Yeah, I would be shocked in the next minute. I'll throw another question out, then we'll move on. If he's there at the club next year, I think it's fractured. This is recorded before Teamless Tuesday. I expect him to be named because Fainu is not available. He had surgery a couple of days ago, I believe. Eh, with Galvin, he may get booed this Monday. Let's be honest. Like, the Tigers fans, he hasn't got the runs on the board that Cherry Evans did when he ran out at Manly. They all went, "We won us a premiership. You've given us 10 years. We understand." Galvin's seen by 90% of the replies in my Twitter as a brat, as the worst thing. He's Judas right now in West Tigers colours. Do you play him moving forward,
Yes.
or do you drop him?
You can't, like, I've seen loads of people go, drop him, get rid of him. That's the problem with the Tigers, is like, you can't just go and drop him. You're in a position now where you need to win games. You can't just go and put Heath Mason in the 6. You got to win games. He is one of your best 17 players. For the remainder of the year, he's one of your best 17 players. Now, if you really, really want to mess with him and piss him off, you put him in the bench in 15 jersey, and when Terrell May needs a rest, you send him on to play prop.
That's fair.
But
If
you can't you
Fainu,
can't drop him. You cannot drop him. Like it's the same thing to us. I know he's just re-signed, but if Brayden Trindle turned around and said, "I want to go to the Dolphins next year," and he had a deal going with the Dolphins, he said, "I'm going to play this year out with Cronulla and try and win a premiership, but I'm going to the Dolphins next year." Do you go and drop your best performing half and arguably our player of the year last year just because he wants to go to another club? No, you don't. You play them and you run them into the ground. "Oh, I've got a niggling hamstring." Cool. If you weren't leaving, I'd give you a rest. But you got a niggling hamstring, that's all well and good. You got another one.
get out. You
Yeah?
got 2 M's. Use it.
Get out there, play
What?
prop.
Because a lot of what I'm hearing is they need to bench him or get him out of the way and get as many games in the final as possible. What are your thoughts there?
Like, who's the better player at the moment?
For
That's
me,
yeah.
For me, it's Galvin. I don't think it's close
Yeah,
right now.
Galvin is the better player, and you play him until you get like the Latu Fainu is not going anywhere. He's not going like he wants to be at the club, but you can't just turn around and throw all your preseason away, all the good work that's happened in the first 6 weeks of the competition. You can't just go and throw it away. Like Benji Marshall's coaching career is on the line here. If he doesn't make the finals, he's probably going to get sacked. Just playing, but running
Final
into the
question.
ground
If, say, Manly come along and say, "Swap," do you let him go early?
for this year. Are they getting Daly Cherry Evans this year?
Look, let's say theoretically, yes, but it's not gonna happen. We
Well,
might do
because you can't
something.
swap for next year because Cherry Evans is off contract.
That's something I saw. Let's say,
So
I
so
don't know,
so
say
if Manly turned it so say things like say Manly got because Manly is one sport where I think he could go really well next to Jamal Fogarty, but the only thing is you've got Luke Brooks there. But say the relationship between Manly and Cherry Evans turns really, really sour, like Lachlan Galvin and the Tigers, and the both clubs can make the swap happen this year, absolutely. But the Tigers are still getting raw dogged because they're not going to have Cherry Evans next year, although they'll have 20 weeks to convince him to stay.
no, that's true. There's a lot of questions, a lot more. I expect a lot more by the time we
Yeah.
wake up tomorrow, probably by the time this drops.